Hi, Taurus. So I wasn't really sure what sign to read for. I'm sitting here, it's quiet, I'm not really receiving any intuitive nudges or pulls. And then I heard, when the earth shakes, you run. And I saw this big black bull get up from wherever it was laying down and just start to run. So Taurus, Spirit has a message for you about some kind of shaky foundation or something that's going on where something's falling apart or something's cracking open and you're on the move. Now, when I received that message, I was trying to decipher whether it's guidance, like Taurus, you need to run when the earth gets shaky. But I feel like it's actually more of a comment, like Spirit wants you to be aware of this behavior of yours that you tend to run when things are uncomfortable. Now, I'm a Taurus too, so this is not a criticism, and this applies to me as well. I take myself as part of the collective. So we're going to find out what this message is all about. We're going to go deep in and see what it is that Spirit has to say and how Spirit's going to guide us in this reading. Everything that we do here is for the highest good of all, so keep that in mind. I was shuffling these cards, the Inner Alchemy Oracle, and this card fell out. Horsetail. Break karmic patterns. You can see Saturn here too. So there's some pattern, behavioral pattern, or maybe it's like you don't literally run from a situation, like you don't ghost someone. Perhaps some of you do. Maybe it's like you just decide that you're not going to think about something and you just turn your back on it. You just shut it down. You're really good at doing that. And you just move along to the next chapter or to the next thing that you want to do without really understanding why the ground was shaking in the first place. For some of you, you leave a situation before shit hits the fan. Many of you are psychic and you can see where something's going, or you're just smart and intuitive, okay? And you can really tell that something's going down the drain. So you get out of that situation before it happens. But for some people here who I'm talking to, and it's not going to be everyone, there's a tendency to remove yourself to avoid any kind of pain or disappointment when really there isn't anything necessarily bad that is going to unfold. There's a fix somewhere in the mix, but you're not interested in seeing it through, or you're not interested in potentially being disappointed. And I get that. I totally understand that. Your strength is visionary. You can imagine a new path, a new future. Something's not going right at work. You can see like, okay, I'll drop this project and I'll go with this thing. I'll go with this idea, or, this friendship's not working, so I'm going to like remove myself from that and I'll focus more over here, etc., etc. Because you can see the potentials and the possibilities, better perspectives for you elsewhere. And that's a huge strength. That's amazing. But the card that's challenging you, we have the Weaver. And with this card, Spirit is saying that you may think that you leave certain things behind, issues, traumas, thoughts, conflicts, and you just go like this and you shut the book. But if we don't really understand why we're getting up and running, then the energy of that shaky ground that we feel, whether the ground is actually shaking or not, just our perception of it or our anticipation of that shaky ground gets woven into our future vision. I'm hearing displaced. It's like it gets displaced. So now we're in the future. We're in our present moment that we imagined. And we feel this like uncertainty, or we feel a little bit of like perhaps something's going to fall apart. Perhaps something's going to crack open. And those feelings of uncertainty that you might feel from time to time, it's like coming from this past energy. And maybe this is something that's been a pattern of yours for your whole life. Okay, no fault of your own. Things happen in our lives that get us to act in certain ways, and then those behaviors become unconscious to us. It's all good, but Spirit wants to bring it to your attention because you need to break this karmic pattern so that those old energies of uncertainty don't get woven into your future vision. I don't think this is going to be such a popular reading, I have to admit, but we're here for the truth, and we're here for our own conscious awakening. And an awakening is becoming more conscious of your karmic patterns, seeing where they work for you and where they don't work for you. And I feel like this is one of those moments where you could have a really profound insight into something that you've been doing over and over again and realize that like this just, I think I'm not really doing the best I can in this situation. Okay. Let's get one of these cards, the best you can for yourself. Let's get one of these cards and see what Spirit wants to say about the spiritual nature of this message. What is the spiritual nature of this message? When I got that download, I was like, okay, so you want me to turn on the camera and tell Bull Gang, tell Taurus that they run when things get tough? Like, are you crazy? Yeah. Spirit's like, safe retreat. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't know about that. But I'm a Taurus too. Okay. And so with the strength that comes with Taurian energy, no matter where Taurus is in your chart, we're looking through a Taurian portal right now of energy. You do have the ability to contemplate and consider some of the tougher guidance and messages that come through to you. Now, of course, we all have free will. It's up to you whether you want to take this information in or not, whether it applies to you or not. You can decide. But let's keep going and let's see where we go here, Taurus. Okay, so don't run from the shaky ground. Safe retreat. Allow yourself to take some time to contemplate your next move in a safe space. So I feel like this is the impetus for you running. You're retreating to a safe space. Okay, so it's not like you're avoiding an issue or you're not being a coward in any sense. You're actually feeling unsafe when the earth shakes. I keep just seeing this big black bull. It's so powerful. I don't know why I feel guided to share this with you. Maybe it's a special message for someone. I don't know. But a long time ago, I think it was like 2004, 2005, around that time, I had recently gone through a very difficult trauma. And I had this dream of this big black bull that came face to face with me in the dream and just stared at me. And it had like, the steam like blowing out of its nostrils. It was just like challenging me to look at something. Okay, so that's what I'm feeling here in this energy. It's like there's an aspect of you that is challenging you right now to look at something that you've been doing over and over so you can break that karmic pattern. But I do want to acknowledge and give you some validation here that the reason why you run is so that you can feel safe. Okay? And so maybe Spirit wants you to know, we're going to unpack this some more. Spirit wants you to know you are safe. Okay? Just because the ground's shaky doesn't mean it's going to split wide open. So perhaps you need to endure something that you feel like just closing the door on right now. Okay? You take it as it resonates. I feel like this pressure in my ears here. Okay. So let's see, what's Taurus's overall energy The Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, this is a very Taurian card because this is patience. This is growth and evaluation of your growth, but also being patient for the right time, for the right idea, for the right guidance. But there's a certain level of like, I'm comfortable with where I'm at. And, you know, I don't really want to change anything up. Because when things start to shake, when things start to transform and change, I don't feel safe. I need my solid footing. I feel like that's what you're saying to me. I need my solid footing, Andy. I cannot just see what happens here. Oh, interesting. I'm hearing this. I don't know what it means exactly, but I heard, but what if it's you who is the shaky ground or who is shaking the ground and not someone outside of yourself or an external force? What if it's you? This feels like quantum in some weird way. What if it's like your past self? Interesting. Your past self that's created some kind of situation or scenario to shake you up, to shake you out of a situation, to break a karmic pattern. Your past self, maybe past life. I don't know. Give me a little bit more for the Seven of Pentacles for Taurus's energy spirit. The Wheel of Fortune. See, look at this. Here's you looking at the karmic cycle, right? At the change. And saying, I don't know, should I go that way? I'm hearing the fates, which sometimes the Wheel of Fortune is talked about in terms of the fates. Destiny. Karma. So it's like, I don't know if I really want to go that direction. But whenever there's a new cycle approaching us or something wants to transform and we kind of like dig our hoofs in, or, you know, spirit inevitably shakes it up. You shake it up. Your higher self shakes something up for you. Because there's something beautiful here that is being offered to you. Okay, so let's see what that Wheel of Fortune is, what that new cycle is. Clear the air. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Oh, look, this looks like the smoke, like the steam that I was seeing from the bull's nostrils. Like breathing in the cold air and then it comes out, right? Cool. Okay, clear the air. Something may be clouding your judgment. Get some clarity and set things right. It's like you left before you could clear the air, before you could set something right. Now, if you have like this crazy, abusive, toxic ex, I'm not telling you need to go back to that person to clear the air. That's not what this is about. So don't feel that way if that's something that you're like, have your boundaries up about. But maybe you need to revisit it somehow, some way in your mind, or journal about it, or talk to somebody about it, because there's something still smoky, foggy, that's being woven in to your vision of the future. And Spirit wants you to clear this up before you go any further. There's also a fear that somebody has who's listening now to actually know the truth. Now, you might think, Andy, all I want to know is the truth. But there's a kind of a fear in here I'm sensing for someone. You might not like what you hear. It might confront you in some way. The other card we have is Strong Power. You tap into reserves you didn't know you had, and they help you to get to the next level. Taurus, you're stronger than you think. You're protected. You're guided. You're loved. You're a gem. You have a lot to offer this world. You have a lot of power. Just your energy is very powerful. Think about, like, I don't know why I keep seeing this bull, but I do. Just think about the presence of a bull. That's huge. Maybe you need to meditate on that image. See what the bull is asking of you. Strong power. Okay. What's the opportunity here, Spirit? Okay, I'll pull one of these cards. We're kind of stalling on the tarot. Getting a lot of oracle, but let's see. What do you want to say here? Work. You could feel like you've been kind of grinding the gears with this. This could, of course, be about work, or there's still some work to be done here. What's this about? Work. Oh, well, the seven of diamonds is the Seven of Pentacles. So you have been working on this feeling of like needing safety. For some of you, you're very aware of this feeling. You know, and there is that stereotype out there, which is, I don't know if it's a stereotype, maybe not, but Taurus likes security. But there's a difference between liking security and feeling like you need safety when you're already safe. And that could, again, be energies woven into the present from the past that you need to clear out and clear up, clear the air. Tell me what's going on here. Official things with work. Nine of Clubs, the Nine of Wands, which is a card of boundaries, protection. For some of you with official things, you have worked really hard to create some boundaries around your past or things that felt shaky. It was a lot of work to do this, and it needed to be done. And now that you've done that, you're ready to break the karmic pattern that you consciously chose not to continue. But in order to break it, you have to realize like what the shakiness is all about. Okay, so let me find out. What is this shaky ground, Spirit? Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, Two of Pentacles. Interesting. There's a few messages coming through, so you choose what resonates. For some of you, there's like some kind of conflict between what really motivates you and lights you up, what you're super passionate about, or maybe it's a person, I don't know, but there's some like very enlivening passion. You know, you just feel called to do this thing, you enjoy it, you feel like yourself in this moment when you're doing this thing. And somehow it's in conflict with connecting with others. There's a certain kind of boldness in your energy, and it like it makes it a little tough for others to get in. It's almost like you feel you need to make a choice between what you're passionate about, maybe it's your spiritual beliefs, or where you feel your destiny is heading, and then where your heart's at, love. Like there's something here where you're like trying to balance the two, but as you try to balance maybe love and passion, lust and love, or maybe it's, you know, your favorite hobby and your talent and your skill and your creativity with your job, or, you know, I'm not sure exactly what it is for everyone, but it's almost like you feel like there's too many things up in the air and it's making the ground shaky. And I love this Two of Pentacles because here it's not somebody balancing on one foot trying to juggle these pentacles and they're like caught in some kind of weird situation where there's a tsunami in the background, you know, in the Rider-Waite. In this Two of Pentacles, we have two people, I'm hearing breaking bread, eating together, masculine and feminine energies, finding the balance, being able to share. See, this is why Spirit wants you to like really look at what is this shaky feeling that you have about a situation, or what is shaky about it, because perhaps it needs to like go like this a little bit in order to come into balance. I don't know what we're talking about for everyone. So yeah, I don't know. It sounds a little abstract, but I guess it resonates if you're still here. So tell me more about this opportunity. The Hierophant, that's your higher self. Your higher self is the great wise teacher, the one who receives downloads and wisdoms, yeah, plural, wisdoms, direct from source, and is able to communicate that with others clearly in a grounded way. Oh, so maybe this is part of the issue or the fear. It's like, how can I be the teacher? How can I be the one with sage knowledge if I'm on shaky ground? I just posted a reel today, short, whatever they call it, that was about the wounded healer. And in it, in the short, I was saying that, you know, the healer is also always healing. And so you might feel like you need to be in this totally healed place before you can move to the next place. I don't know, something like that. That's not true. As you heal others. Okay. But there is an opportunity for you to acquire and disseminate some serious spiritual knowledge. You know, even in your personal relationships or your job, you're able to impart a certain energy onto those around you. Very powerful, strong power. But this old energy weaving through. Tell me more about the shaky ground. Temperance, Seven of Cups, and the Magician. Yeah, I feel like you created the shaky ground. Don't shoot the messenger. Okay? But we do have to take accountability for our role in things. We're not powerless. You know, some situations, okay, big traumas and things like that. But we're not, well, I don't know if we're talking about that or not for everyone. The point here is, though, the shaky ground you manifested it in some way so that you could have a fuller picture, Six of Cups, about your past. About you. I don't mean like your past, like your past boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, partner, whatever, or, you know, I'm saying like your past you, which includes all of those relationships as well. But it's like this shaky ground that you ran from was there to teach you more about you, to open up things for you to see a new version of yourself, a strong version of yourself, one who knows they're safe, temperance, and guided. The Magician with the Temperance card. The Temperance card also represents alchemy, the alchemist. So we have the Magician and the alchemist together with the Seven of Cups. You can create any world you want, Taurus, any reality you want, but only if you know all the material that you're working with, the prima material, you know? Only if you know all of the material. And so when something's shaky and you run, you're leaving some of that material behind. So the energy that's woven in becomes like this fear of not being safe, when really what should be woven in, I'm hearing, is the grand mastery to know that you got this, that no challenge is too big, that you are fierce, and that you were put here, I'm hearing, for a reason. in this time and space, in this situation. Seems, I don't know. Did we say everything? What's the advice then? What's the guidance? What is Taurus supposed to do with all this? Two of Swords. There is a message here about contemplation. Where did that card go? Something is clouding your mind. You need to sit still and contemplate. You need to make a decision here. There's some kind of crossroads in your mind. What's the decision Taurus needs to make? And to clear the air. 5 of Cups, the Fool, and the Page of Cups. There's something about like carrying around this weight with you. Like I'm seeing this 5 of Cups as this big ball and chain. You know? It's like you need to unchain yourself from something. You got up, the ground started shaking, the big bull got up, started to run. But now there's like a ball and chain here, and it's like making it really difficult to move. It's making it really difficult to move. It's just kind of like coming along with you whether you like it or not kind of vibe, right? But of course you have total control over this. The Page of Cups. Yeah, this is a lightness. This is beginning a new path here with a sense of freedom, not being tied down to anything at all. And so I guess Spirit is really saying here, you know what you need to do to break the karmic pattern. And why not do it? You should do it. Lighten your load. Because you have a choice right now. Any other advice for Taurus? Let's get one of these cards. Any other advice for Taurus? Taurus, I'm going to pull some more, and then I'm going to go into an extended. In the extended reading, we go a layer deeper. We get more specific. There's less of you there, less energy to work with. If you're interested in that, there's a link in the description box below. But if you don't want to go along to that, you don't like the idea of an extended, that's okay. Just trust that you received all the information that you needed here. So tell me anything else. Something about a thread. Someone sewing. Focus. Witness the infinity of you. Your third eye. There's something about your third eye. Focus. You need to focus. Sit still. Focus. Clear the air. Contemplate. Throat chakra. Sing your truth. Maybe there's something that needs to be said here, or there's an unspoken truth, or there's something, you know, you're kind of keeping to yourself, a secret that is turning a little bit poisonous to your system. I want to go further. What's Taurus's truth here? Greed. Guardian. Love. Manifestation. You're guarding your heart, that's for sure. Maybe because you feel like somebody's after it, or they're greedy. They're going to take your love and they're going to run away from it. Perhaps you've witnessed this before, other people running away from you when the ground has been shaky. And so you're like, hey, I want to try that myself. Okay. But Spirit says, no, that's just a repetition of a karmic pattern. You are protected. You have a guardian. You are guarding your heart, yes, but you don't need to, is what I'm trying to say. You don't need to feel that sense of instability in some sense, or maybe it's fear. Spirit is saying to you here with this alligator that you are fiercely protected by your guides, by the divine, by you. You're protected by yourself. Okay? So even though you left a shaky situation, it's not that it decreases your protection. It's that now you're just carrying that energy in a way that isn't really good for you. Okay, so I don't know. I hope that makes sense to you. Let's pull one last oracle card and we'll read from the book to see if we can get any more guidance, and then we'll go to the extended. What does Taurus need to hear right now, Spirit? I feel like I didn't do this message justice in some way. I don't know. Let's see. Message for Taurus. What does Taurus need to hear? Those who are watching, Spirit. Eyes of the eagle, rise above the fray, overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. 18 and 43. So that is the Chariot card and the Moon card. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Maybe you don't know why you're running exactly. Eyes of the eagle, protection. Again, this is a big message for you. Inherent trust, rising above the fray. The eyes of the eagle offers you the gift of foresight, the skill of looking ahead to see the unfolding of destiny before it all manifests as reality. Visionary. The eagle's extraordinary vision allows it to spot the tiny mouse from its lofty perspective as it flies thousands of feet into the atmosphere. In a similar fashion, you too can train your keen eye to discern the workings of humans. That's what I'm saying. It's like you can see before something like before the tower moment. You sense it, you see it. Okay, but and you do. But there's something else going on here where it's like Spirit wants to know. Yeah, well, let's just continue. Eyes of the eagle is an invitation to witness the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful. Yet react to nothing. Act only to further your noblest calling. The eagle flies above all creatures when it meets obstacles. It simply rises above them. Know that you are protected. You can fly high above the judgment, slings, and arrows, and the darts of envy from others who may not have your great wings and are still arguing with the pigeons over the crumbs. Trust that you are ready for whatever fortune has placed before you. Even if you feel not yet properly equipped to meet its challenges, your willingness to say yes to Spirit has nothing to do with how well outfitted you are. Hear that slip there? Mm-hmm. Hesitating, on the other hand, will suck the air from under your wings and make you lose altitude. You are called now to trust your heart and your instincts, to not waver. The time is right, and no harm can come your way if your motives are pure and you act courageously. Okay, let's see the overflow. See if we can get anything else out of here. Too much, overwhelm, and plenty. So many good things are heading your way right now. Or are you already occurring in your life? Or are already, that's hard, occurring in your life right now. Yet you may be thinking that they're not possible or you're not worthy of them. Abundance is everyone's natural state before we project our restrictions on it, defining what it means, who has it, who gets it, and so forth. Right now, take time out of your conditioning and look at your life through the eyes of plenty. There's so much beauty and love. Opportunities and divine synchronicities destined to support your dreams abound and are lined up for you. Yet it's sometimes difficult to discern it all because you're bombarded with too much information and stimulation, distracting you from the truth that all is well. Yeah, I feel like you really need to know that. All is well. The ground shook back there. You ran. But all is well, Taurus. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes this overflow can be overwhelming, and you may find yourself responding with empathy overload. Empathy overload occurs when you tune into the collective angst and fear about impending changes and uncertainties. It's unmanageable. You feel like you're drowning in those emotions. It's time to allow yourself to detach, bring yourself back to your life, restore your faith in a power greater than you, and remind yourself to focus on your small personal universe, which is much easier to manage. In this way, you know that you are a conduit for life's blessings and can share them with others, making this perception of overflow profoundly positive. Yeah, maybe this pattern that Spirit's talking about is not even really your pattern. It's just something you've picked up because you've witnessed someone else do it in your life over and over again. Or maybe somebody's telling you this is the right thing to do, Taurus, and so you start listening to that. Or maybe you're overwhelmed with the shakiness of the world around us and you just want to run away from it all. But Spirit has said over and over in this reading, you are protected, you are safe. And that's really the main message here, for you to feel still, be calm, make your decisions thoughtfully, use your intuition. Don't feel rushed, don't feel hurried. And move forward with your vision with that sense of safety, that knowing that you are protected. All right, Taurus, I love you so much. I'll see you next time.